we're changing this up. We opened a shop about, a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, not even that. So we're changing the podcast format up a little bit. We're going to be doing a show a couple times a month. We got the whole crew here. We're going to call it, a therapy session or something to that effect. We're going to be talking vintage, current events, whatever's on our mind we're going to discuss. We're also going to bring some resellers and different people into the shop to kind of do some interviews from that perspective. But this is episode 1. We're going to kick it off here, and we're going to do some intros. So in case you don't know the crew here at Vintage Therapy, I'm going to let each of them kind of give a little bit of intro and a little behind the scenes of why they got into this business and kind of where they grew up and who they are. So we'll start with my boy John here. John?
Yeah, what's up, everybody? My name is John.
You got to talk a little bit.
A lot of people call me John Tom because my full name is Jonathan Thomas, but
John Tom!
Just want to include that. I don't know. That's what most people do call me that know me. But yeah, I started reselling really like 8 years ago on eBay, but it wasn't vintage clothes. It was cards and stuff. And then I kind of got into vintage clothes as I got a little older and got into college in 2015. And then have really been actively selling on Instagram for like 3 years now, somewhere around that. So,
what do you collect?
I collect Grateful Dead t-shirts. I love the Grateful Dead. I'm a huge Deadhead. And I also collect, obviously, Kentucky pieces because I graduated from University of Kentucky about a year ago now. And then country music tees as well, just because they mean a lot to me and remind me of my childhood. I'm from Western Kentucky, about an hour north of Nashville, so country music is huge. There's been a lot of people in my family that were kind of involved with country music, so it's just something that hits home to me, and I feel like that's like the major thing about the vintage that I love and why I've stuck with it is like you can find stuff that means a lot to you and holds sentimental value in a piece of clothing, which I think is really, really cool. And that's kind of why I collect what I collect and have pursued this and put so much time into it. It's become like a passion of mine because I get so much joy from finding a piece that I can really connect with. And I find a lot of joy in connecting others with pieces that they have like either had in their past or just really like the content on the shirt. Like that's one of the things that keeps it going. Just the people in itself.
Awesome. Scotty?
Do we have any time left?
Yeah. Okay, guys, that's the podcast. Thanks, John, for just talking about everything.
I go home now?
Yeah. Hey, I'm Scott, and I'm co-owner of Vintage Therapy, and that's really all I care for anybody to know. Bailey, you're up.
Oh my, are you serious?
No,
Dead serious.
So we'll talk a little bit about how long you've been in vintage.
Heavy
gets
probably.
nervous. You're nervous on camera, right?
No.
His cheeks are really red.
Yeah.
Mine are.
He's
no,
fine. He's got.
Here.
Is this thing on?
74. No, I've been, I guess, heavily selling vintage for like 4 or 5 years, something like that. I've been in and out of like thrifting and just finding stuff that I thought was cool for, I don't know, probably like 10, 12 years, something like that. But didn't really even know about the resale market until probably like 5, 6, 7 years ago.
What do you do in your spare time?
What spare time?
True.
I don't know, aside from thrifting, I skate almost every day. So, but that's literally it. There's nothing else that goes on. That's it.
Skating and thrifting.
Yeah.
Bailey, what about you?
I'm Bailey. I'm from Lexington, Kentucky. I got into thrifting. I guess I'm the newest person to this for sure. I got into thrifting probably like 2-3 years ago. But I got really into it last year before I graduated. I studied sustainability, and I kind of looked at my environmental footprint, which is basically just like how much like your lifestyle has an effect on the planet. And one of my highest things was fashion and just meat consumption. So I really looked at, because I was shopping a lot of like Fashion Nova, stuff like that. I just really was in fashion and wanted to stay on top of the trends. But then I started thrifting again, like pretty hardcore, and I recognized just how much good stuff you can find that really has like implications in the fashion world today, and how relevant it is still today, and how you can cut and like remake stuff to make it really valuable in today's fashion environment as well. I don't have like a major thing that I collect. I'm a little bit different from the guys in where I don't like do t-shirts a lot. I do more women's clothing. So if you want like really in like fashion, or like current fashion trends. I have a lot of that kind of stuff. Tons of leather jackets, tons of like solid color sweaters, stuff like that. Yeah.
So now that we know Bailey's inventory, so let's just talk about the shop a little bit. So we've been open about a week and a half. What's something that's kind of been surprising to you all? I mean, I described this to Scott about a week or so ago, but I feel like we've been shot out of a cannon because we knew that it was going to do well, and it was something that Lexington was ready for. But what's been surprising to you all? Anything?
I think so many people are so excited and like really hyped for us, and like are like I feel like the city's really kind of gotten behind us in a way, and like seeing that support is really cool. But it's like a little overwhelming at the same time because
You can't even go to the grocery, right?
yeah, for real, everywhere I go, like people are just hitting me up. Like,
John Thomas.
yeah.
Is that Jonathan Taylor Thomas?
Yeah, but seriously, it is very cool to just see the support that people have given us. Whether they buy something or not, it doesn't really matter. I mean, just reaching out and saying like, I'm really excited for you, the opportunity, and just the store. It's good that Lexington has a store now like this, and it's just crazy. It like makes me feel really good, but it also like there's like a big weight on our shoulders because we need to succeed and we need to fulfill this demand in Lexington and grow. And we really are charged with growing the community because it's like really budding right now, and it could really explode like you've seen in like Louisville and other major cities. I mean, Lexington's not quite as big as those, but there's definitely the shoes to fill from our standpoint, and we really need to like take hold of that. So, yeah.
Guys, what about you all?
Go ahead. You want me to go? Oh, hey, we're closed. Sorry.
Oh, that was-
Case in point,
that was the
business
girl.
is booming.
That was the girl from next door.
It is.
Yeah.
We'll go shot at them in a little bit. I think, I don't know, maybe not necessarily something that's surprising, but I think something that I've noticed in the past week with a lot of people that come through. A lot of parents come in with anywhere between like 10, 11 to 15, 16, 17-year-old kids. And, you know, historically kids always think that their parents are like, have always been parents. They don't think that they were ever at once their age, you know? So they come in here and, you know, at first they walk in the door and they're probably thinking like, oh, I wish I wasn't walking in with mom or dad. Like, I could do it myself. And then they come walking in and then their parents are like, oh, I had one of those, or I had this, I had that. And then they start, you know, kind of chopping it up with us a little bit. And then I can, like, several times I've just seen kids just kind of like slowly turn. They're like, you used to have this stuff? Like, it's stuff that they think is cool, but it's also the stuff that their parents had when it was, you know, relevant and new or whatever. So I think it kind of helps kind of like bridge the gap a little bit between kids and parents who like, it kind of creates like a conversation piece. It kind of brings them a little bit closer, they're more relatable, I guess. Like, okay, I guess they haven't always been mom or dad or whatever, you know. So it kind of like, I don't know, just helps kids like kind of understand that their parents, you know, aren't just, you know, lame or whatever. Like, that there's something to their parents, you know. I think it kind of like humanizes their parents in a way.
Well, you know, it kind of like you said, it kind of bridges that gap. They have you know, something in common.
Yeah.
That's the thing that is blowing my mind the most. I knew that Lexington was ready for something like this, and there's been other vintage shops here. Don't get me wrong, but you know, I think seeing people that don't know about this culture or about this industry, they come in and they're just looking and they're just kind of in awe, almost like they're in a museum, and looking at all the stuff on the walls and then looking at the T-shirts like you said and saying, I had this as a kid. And I think I knew that I felt that way, and I knew that there were other people that felt that way, but to see people that have never been introduced to this to come in and feel that, and then they buy a hat or they buy a shirt that they, you know, had as a kid, or
Sure.
they, you know, something that brings back a memory. I think that's been the coolest thing for me, to see that, and not only that, but have that interaction with the customers. I think
Sure.
that's been really cool.
Yeah.
What about you, Bailey?
I think mine is just more of seeing the passion kind of lighting up in people whenever they walk in here, like recognizing that like secondhand stuff isn't dirty. It's like it's awesome. Like some of the stuff, most of the stuff is cooler than anything you'll find on the shelves today. And I think a lot of people are like seeing that, and I think that's just what's so cool to me is like people coming in here and being like, oh my gosh, like this is insane. But like they're not gonna walk into Urban Outfitters and find that like, oh my gosh, this is insane. They're gonna be like, oh yeah, that's cute, you know. Like,
Sure.
And like seeing all the one of a kind pieces that like you guys bring in, like that we find, and like people really freaking out about it. It's absolutely amazing. It's really not. I was kind of worried at first because like I haven't been in it this long, but like I was kind of worried that like a lot of people were gonna be like, oh, it's secondhand, but like no, people love it, and I really love that. Like with my passion for sustainability, like I really love the fact that like people are really getting into the whole secondhand clothing and like really seeing it and wearing it, like people tagging us, like them tagging us and like wearing it like immediately after they buy it. I think it's just so awesome. Yeah.
That's been the thing too. I mean, I've been reselling on Instagram for a couple years and never have had the engagement that we've had with the shop, because I mean people sharing what they buy from you, and then just being able to repost it, and then the giveaway that we had. I mean that just blew Instagram completely up for us, or the shop page at least. What are some things? What are some ideas or some things that you guys are thinking about down the road? I mean, anything?
I want to collect Scooby-Doo tees.
Scooby?
I love Scooby, okay? I do, I love Scooby-Doo. Yeah, I traded this guy as something way more valuable than his Scooby-Doo sweatshirt, but it's worth it in my
Could have said
opinion.
no.
I could have said no.
Could've said no.
So yeah, if you have any Scooby-Doo tees, bring them in for me.
Holler at Travel Boy.
What are you looking for, John?
I just want to build a, like I was saying more earlier, just
Just
like
want friends.
I need friends, honestly. No, I'm trying to meet a girl. No, I'm joking.
He wants friends and a girlfriend.
Yeah.
And a hot girl
No,
to work
no,
with.
no.
John, there times, are you single?
Yeah, I'm single, but no, I'm unavailable always. But
He belongs to the streets.
The vintage game.
Yeah.
I'm most excited, or I'm looking forward to just building community and relationships with people, and like that's the thing I'm most excited for. But ideal wise, I mean, continuing to do content and stuff like this, and a YouTube channel, and just producing stuff that like Lexington has never really seen.
Definitely.
And even collaborating with other businesses, like that's definitely going to happen a lot in the future. And I mean, I have so many ideas and so many things I want to do. You just got to take it one step at a time. But I know that like tonight with this is a good step in the right direction. And as we have been open for longer, we'll have more time to kind of work some things out. But everything so far has been such a whirlwind that it's been really hard to say, all right, this is what we need to do next, or in a month or two when we're already so busy and so focused on like getting new stuff in and all that to really like put a ton of effort into the future. I mean, I can promise you we will have some awesome stuff come up, but for right now, like
That
we just got to get our bearings.
Yeah,
a little bit.
well, that's what I'm hyped about the most too. Is like the idea of, with the pandemic and everything. By the way, we've all been tested, so we don't have masks on. But wear your mask if you're out in public. Wear your mask.
We do require you to wear a mask.
Yeah.
But one of the things that here we are in the middle of a pandemic. I have this vision of 2021 where things are kind of getting back to normal. We can all kind of be in large groups and we can have music. I know the market out here, they're going to have music, and we can have maybe a street fair or more of like a flea type pop-up type thing, just like you said, to really build network and really build the community even more. And that's kind of our goal. We want, I know when Scott and I initially came up with the idea of Vintage Therapy, we wanted this to be a place where people could come hang out and talk about whatever, like almost like the old school barber shop, the beauty shop, and or just a therapy session in general. If you want to come in here and chill, if you're not familiar with vintage and you want to learn about vintage, this crew here is very, very knowledgeable. And so that's the thing that when I start thinking about our vision, and we talked about that a lot, our pillars and our vision and a mission statement. I just think it's once we get rolling, how we're going to get the community involved and how we're going to get back to the community. So
One thing that's super cool too that I was thinking about is just like how supportive this community is. Like it's not like super competitive or anything. There are quite a few of us like in Kentucky and in the surrounding states, but I mean like everybody's been so supportive. Like people have come out, they've brought us gifts. Like that's just what's so crazy to me. It's like it's really like it's a family essentially, and it's definitely one you should be a part of.
Yeah.
Sure.
Anything else? We'll, you know, like I said, we'll be doing these, you know, a couple times a month. There will be, you know, different topics that we'll talk about, but we're just kind of using this as kind of an intro to kind of get to know us a little bit better, where, you know, kind of what our vision is and what our mission is. And we're always open to new ideas, and so reach out to us through Instagram or come into the shop. We'd love to hear your ideas and your thoughts of how we can continue to grow this community and make this even better than it is. So, any parting shots?
I think I'm good to go.
Scott,
I think we hit all the points.
I made a few words. John, you want to talk for 30 more minutes?
Good.
Okay.
Come see us
Bailey?
anytime.
If you guys have any like specific questions for us, leave them in the comments below. Just that way we can like get back to you. Hopefully we'll be doing some like individual ones as well later on. But yeah, just let us know what you kind of want to see from us. We want to keep you guys updated with everything.
And if we don't respond right away, it means probably John is working Instagram. So,
Like
It
it's
means
or
he's-
I am
it
working
means he's
Instagram
opening
actually.
it and he's
I'm
not
opening
letting us
it.
know.
Yeah.
John,
But,
you want to take us out with a piece out of your poetry?
Oh yeah.
Hit it.
I'll give you a joke instead. Two peanuts walk into a bar.
Okay.
One was assaulted.
That's not how the joke goes. You completely butchered that.
No, what do you mean
One was
assaulted?
roasted and one was assaulted.
Never heard that. That's it.
Yeah, that's it.
All right, we're done.
Hey,
Make sure to
thank-
like and subscribe.
yeah.
Thank you for
Yeah.
staying for
Thank
this.
you all so much.
Like,
we love you
subscribe,
all.
follow, share, tag. Are we missing any?
No.
Send to your grandma.
Yeah.
We got some grandma sweaters in here that are
cousin
pretty
Bubby.
cool. They got cats on.
Lots of cat sweaters.
Lots of kitty sweaters.
Send us your
And
application.
lots of dad sweaters too. So come see us. Thank you all so much. We hope you enjoy.